Don't you need watch hours or something? Yes, you have to have a certain amount of watch hours. That's true too. Yep, you got to have a certain amount of watch hours. Got to have at least 500 subs, and you got to be a member of their associates program, whatever the fuck that means. Well, I'm not a member of their associates program. I don't have enough watch hours, but I do have the 500 subs. So I can't get super chats. So once I get the watch hours up and I get on their associate program, whatever that is, then I'll be able to get super chats, and then you all can give me super chats, and then yes, technically YouTube would be a job because it is a steady income. Now see, here's the bitch about this though. If you guys hadn't got my YouTube channel taken down, I would have had steady income coming in. And when the judge stood there and looked me in the eye and said, "Do you have a steady job?" I could have said, "Yes, Judge, I do." And it would have been the truth. But I couldn't do that because you guys didn't want me having steady a job because you wanted my kids to be taken away from me. Didn't you, trolls? Yeah, you did. And now you're interviewing my children so that you can brainwash them and turn them against their father so that when they turn 18, they won't come try to find me. Isn't that true? Isn't that true, trolls? Yeah, it's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. What's this about an interview? Yeah, they're going to be interviewing my kids and brainwashing them into hating their daddy. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice of the trolls? The trolls are scared to death that my kids are going to come find me when they turn 18. They're scared shitless of that. They're scared shitless of that. So they're gonna interview my kids and brainwash them into hating their daddy. They're gonna fill their head full of lies. Oh yeah, your daddy's a pedophile. Your daddy's a murderer. Your daddy's a rapist. Your daddy tried to kill your mommy and all kinds of stupid shit. They're gonna fill their head full of lies in order to get them to not come and see their daddy when they turn 18. That's what this interview is all about, folks. If you honestly believe that this interview is going to be a fair interview and that it's going to be the kids telling the truth and putting it all that, no, that's not the purpose of this interview. I know the purpose of the interview. The purpose of the interview is to brainwash my kids so that they won't come and try to see me when they turn 18. That's exactly what this fucking interview is for. And that's the only thing it's for. It ain't for getting at the truth. It ain't for any of that shit, because if the kids told the truth, the trolls would just shut the interview down in 2 seconds, because the trolls don't want you to hear the truth. The trolls don't want you to know that they were the ones that manipulated and lied to CPS to get CPS to take my children 12 times. They don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know that they colluded with the Frosts to destroy my family and my finances. They don't want you to know that they got my kids taken away from me. They don't want you to know that Andrea was literally taken away in handcuffs thanks to James Arnold Frost. They don't want you to know any of that shit. Because if you know any of that shit, you'd be like, well, fuck, there's not a damn thing wrong with Von Helton. It's the goddamn trolls that are the problem. But see, they don't want you to know that, folks. They don't want you to know that part. Because if you knew that part, you'd be like, well, fuck, nothing wrong with Von Helton, nothing wrong with his kids. Problem's the goddamn trolls, and it has been from day fucking one. You would think common sense people would be able to sit back and say, hey, a group of people on the internet conspired together on Skype to fuck over a man's family and his finances. That right there should be all the information you need to know that the trolls are the ones that are the bad guys, not Von Helton. That should be all you need to know. You shouldn't need to know anything else. They all got on Skype 20 years ago or so, and they said, we're going to destroy Von Helton's finances and his family because he exposed our Lord and Savior Obama, who at the time was considered the Messiah by the left. And if you think I'm kidding, go look up Time Magazine, Obama's Messiah, or just Google Obama Messiah. Just Google it. Go to Google Images and put Obama Messiah in there. You'll get all kinds of pictures. They literally wanted Obama to be the second coming. I'm not even kidding. Crazy. Scary shit, actually. But yeah, all you got to do, once you realize that Secular Opinion, Polly's Customs, George Bush Pimps, Mr. Dark Zodiac, Dr. Descent, and maybe a couple others got together on Skype and conspired to destroy my finances and my family. Once you know that that is a thing and that it really happened, then there's only one logical conclusion, and that is that the trolls are the enemy, not Von Helton. Von Helton is a victim. My children are victims. My wife was a victim. And now, and oh yeah, go look at Andrea now. What is Andrea now saying? Oh yeah, he tried to kill me. He tried to beat me. He tried to do this. He tried to do that. Well, where's she getting that shit from? The trolls. That's where she's getting that shit from, the trolls. I never did any of that stuff. I'm old-fashioned. I don't believe in hitting women. So where is she getting this shit from? She pulling it out of her ass? No, she ain't pulling it out of her ass. She's getting it from the trolls. That's where she's getting it from. She's getting it from the trolls. That's where she's getting it from. Okay, hard truth. Okay, hard truth. Hard truth believes it believes this, and it really actually believes this. Hard truth believes that everything that's happened to me, my wife, my kids, my mother, my father, my grandparents, everything that's happened in Clay County, everything that's happened to me and my family, everything that's happened to my finances is all my fault. Isn't that right, hard truth? Everything is Von Helton's fault. Okay, so hard truth, let's go with your logic, okay? Let's go with your logic, hard truth. Let's say that everything is Von Helton's fault, right? Okay, so I called CPS on my own family. Is that what I did? Did I call CPS? Did I call CPS, yes or no? Did I call the FBI out to my house? Did I get Frost? Did I put a gun to Frost's face and make him go in that courtroom with a fake will? Did I do those things? Did I put a gun to the head of the trolls and made them call CPS out to my house 12 fucking times? Did I put a gun to the head of CPS and made them go into that courtroom and lie and say that I sent my kids to school covered in piss and shit? Now, after all, you're the one saying that I did this all myself. It's all my fault. Everything that's happened is all my fault. Right? Isn't that right? That's what you're saying. So I did all this shit. I did it all. Well, see, anybody listening to this from the outside that's never heard this shit before is going to say that's the stupidest shit I ever heard. And they're going to be right. Because obviously I didn't do any of those things. I didn't do any of that shit. That was the trolls that did that. That was the Frost that did that. It was the Frost that broke into my house and stole my guns out of my house. I didn't do that. I didn't steal the guns out of my mom's house. That was the Frost that did that. So where is this bullshit? Von Helton is responsible for all this shit. Where's that coming from? Where in the fuck is that coming from? Because it sure ain't coming from me. No way. No way in hell is that coming from me. So this narrative, stupid narrative at that, oh, it's all Von Helton's fault. Well, no, it's not Von Helton's fault because Von Helton didn't do those things. Now, did he? Von Helton did not force the Frost to go into that courtroom with a fake will. Von Helton did not force the Frost to clean out me and my mother's bank accounts. Von Helton did not cause Todd Malacote to come down to Kentucky and buy all them liens. So where is this narrative that Von Helton did all this shit and it's all Von Helton's fault? Where's that narrative coming from? You're pulling it out of your fucking ass. That's where it's coming from. That's where it's coming from. Period, end of story. Because I didn't do shit. I am the fucking victim. My kids are the victim. Andrea's a victim. Of course, now she don't believe she's a victim because now she's got Stockholm Syndrome. So now she doesn't believe she's a victim. Yeah, no luck with Stripe, bro. And Tiffany Moser, don't forget Tiffany Moser and the Honor Network. They were working with the Frost too. Don't forget them. Blue and Tiffany Moser are members of the Honor Network. Never forget that. It's important. And there may be a quiz later, folks. There may be a quiz later. But obviously, Von Helton didn't do jack fucking shit. Now, did he? Von Helton is the victim. Quit trying to spin this and make it out like, oh, the trolls are just perfect little fucking angels. No, the trolls got on Skype in the dark of night and plotted to destroy a man's family and his finances. Which makes them just as fucking evil as Rothschild, Rockefeller, Morgan, Carnegie, Vanderbilt, and all them other motherfuckers that met on Jekyll Island in 1913. No fucking different. No fucking different. Just on a smaller scale. You know, instead of stealing the entire nation's wealth, these cats got on Skype and decided to destroy my wealth. If not steal it, at least destroy it. Right? This bullshit that this is all Von Helton's fault is the biggest horse shit that I've ever heard in my life, and I'm frankly sick of it. Von Helton is the victim here, not the goddamn trolls. The trolls are not victims. The trolls are not victims. The victims are me, my children, Andrea, and my parents and my grandparents. Those were the victims. Those were the ones that suffered. Those are the ones that paid the price. The trolls ain't paid no price. Although the gods are kicking their ass now, I hear. Finally. Well, yeah, the grandparents. Well, they're grandparents to my kids. You know, my kids, see, people seem to forget. My kids lost everything because of this little stupid bullshit that you trolls pulled. My kids lost everything. They lost their parents. They lost both sets of grandparents. They lost their inheritance. They lost their childhood. They lost all their toys. They lost all of the money that Jerry was getting. Jerry was supposed to get 40 grand. And see, they lost out on all that when they got adopted out. Did you know that? You did so say it was all my fault, you lying sack of shit. All of you motherfuckers, all of you fucking trolls keep saying, it's all my fault. Every fucking day, I hear it every fucking day out of y'all's mouths, that this is all Von Helton's fault. And Von Helton didn't do jack shit. Von Helton didn't do nothing. It was all the fault of the trolls and the frosts. That's whose fault it was. It wasn't Von Helton's fault at all. Von Helton had nothing to do with it. Von Helton didn't make CPS take my kids away. Quit your lying. Quit your fucking lying. That was the trolls and the frosts did that. Good God. I'm sick and tired of you fuckers getting on the internet. Hey, yeah, if Von Helton hadn't been such a horse's ass, if Von Helton hadn't been this and hadn't been that, then none of this would have happened. Bullshit. Von Helton had nothing to do with it. But yeah, if you think this interview is to somehow get to the truth, you're a fucking moron. Because that's not what the interview is about. The interview is about brainwashing my children. Yes, it's similar to MK Ultra. It's not as drawn out or complex as MK Ultra, but it's similar. You know, they're called keywords or trigger words, words that you could say to manipulate someone into doing something that they normally would not do. But it's not MK Ultra, but it's kind of like well, I guess really it would be kind of the same result though. I mean, you're trying to manipulate someone's brain, so it's kind of the same thing. All right, Sharpie, calm down. Calm down, Sharpie. Calm down. But yeah, so I mean, you know, anybody's thinking that this interview with my kids is somehow going to be fair or impartial or not biased in any way, you're living in fucking la la land. You're living in fucking la la land. And once the interview is out there for public consumption, then I'm going to start having people arrested for contributing to the delinquency of a minor, which is a crime in all 50 states, and I'm pretty damn sure it's a crime in Canada as well. Because I'm pretty damn sure you can't sit there and brainwash children to hate their own fucking family. I'm pretty damn sure that's not legal. So yes, once the interview is out there, I'm going to immediately demand the immediate arrest of all parties involved. Yes, I am. Contributing to the delinquency of a minor, folks, carries with it a 1-year sentence in jail. Enjoy, motherfuckers. Enjoy that shit. Yeah, well, I probably have. How do you know I haven't? How do you know I haven't been working on cars? I could be doing all kinds of shit. How the fuck would you know? You don't know shit when this camera's turned off. Now, do you? No, you don't. No, you do not, do you? You don't know what's going on when this camera's not on. I could be doing all kinds. I could be fucking doing Les Miserables live on stage. You wouldn't fucking know it, now would you? Because it's not on the camera, right? The interview is not legal. Brainwashing children is not legal, you dumb motherfucker. There's no way in hell brainwashing children is legal. No fucking way in hell is that legal. You're a moron. You're an idiot. You can't take 2 seconds and Google whether it's legal to brainwash children or not? Google it. I dare you. Do it now. Google it right now and tell me what it says. Because I know damn good and well it is not legal to brainwash children. I know for a fact it ain't. There's no way in hell that shit's legal. All right, what the fuck's the matter with you? Trying to defend these goddamn criminals. Stop defending these goddamn terrorists and criminals. Because that's what they are. They're terrorists and criminals. Vaughn, on your live streams, I have been courteous to you. You're being very rude, to put it mildly. Well, then stop accusing me of shit I didn't do. And then I'll be nice, right? All you motherfuckers, stop accusing me of doing shit I didn't do. You all are but guilty of sitting there telling everybody that it's my fault that shit's going on, knowing damn good and well it isn't my fault that this shit's going on. Now, contrast that to the gods and goddesses of freedom religion. Have they ever asked me for a dime of money? Fuck no. Are they ever going to? Fuck no. You know why? Because a god and a goddess doesn't need your fucking money. Dumbasses. Gods don't need your money. Gods do not need a sacrifice. They do not need blood. They do not need a vegetable sacrifice. They do not need your fucking money. They don't need any of that shit. Have the gods and goddesses ever asked me for a sacrifice? No. Have they ever asked me for money? No. Are they ever going to? No. In fact, when I brought up sacrifices to the gods and goddesses of freedom religion, I thought I was going to get my ass beat right on the spot. They said, don't you ever bring up sacrifice again. And I said, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. And then I asked them why. I said, why is that? They said, because it's all become about the sacrifice and not about worship. And I'm like, whoa, that's a good point. And it is a good point. It's a damn good point now, isn't it? Of course, that's why they're the gods and I'm not, probably, huh? But yeah, gods and goddesses don't need your fucking money. They don't need a sacrifice, especially a blood sacrifice. Holy fuck, man. Holy fuck. They don't need that shit. You're languishing in a stinky car. You're losing. I'm not losing. I'm not losing anything. Where you figure I'm losing? Not losing anything. Vaughn, I see no hope that you'll get out of the car. Well, then you have no faith then, right? If you can't believe that I get out of this car, then you have absolutely no faith. But let's say you're right, trolls. Let's say I die in this car. All right? Let's take that. Let's take it to the logical conclusion. I die in this car. Guess what happens? I just come back again, dumb fucks. I just come back again. And then I keep going until the prophecy gets fulfilled. Because the prophecy is going to get fulfilled no matter whether I'm alive or dead. Because I just come back. I just keep coming back until that prophecy is done. You understand that, right? If you don't understand how prophecy works, then I can't help you. How long does it take to come back? I don't know. There is no such thing as time, when you're outside of time and space, time does not exist. And so it's hard to say how much time has expired. But you're supposed to have a great and glorious future. That's right. But I can have a great glorious future in another body, right? What did Thoth say in the Emerald Tablets? Anybody remember what Thoth said in the Emerald Tablets? He said he could go down to the halls of Amente. There's a whole bunch of bodies in med beds down there. And he just goes down there and he walks up to a body and he gets in that body and he crawls out of the med bed, good as new, and he goes out and he mingles with the people. That's what Thoth said. Well, you don't think I could do that shit? You don't think once I leave this mortal coil, I just go to the fucking halls of Amente, get me another fucking body, preferably a young one, and I just come fucking right back. I just come back, man. Shout out to Thoth. There you go. See, aren't reborn as a baby. Don't necessarily have to be. I mean, I could be, but I don't necessarily have to be. I just leave this body, go to the halls of Amente, get me another body, climb into that body, climb out of the med bed, come right back up, still retaining all my knowledge and all my information. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be neat? It could happen. So, yeah, you're not going to leave Sharpie Dog alone with a dead body for days or nothing, no, right? Well, I would hope not. Emerald tablets are a fraud. No, they're not. No, they are not. No, they are not. In fact, the emerald tablets were at a museum not too long ago, if I understand correctly. What are the holes? Where are the holes located? They're underground somewhere. Some say they're right under the main pyramid of Giza, but that's speculation. They could be anywhere. Try getting out of that car and into an apartment first. Well, maybe I can't. Maybe that's my destination. Maybe my destiny is to die in the car, go get me another body, a younger one, hopefully, and then come back and go get me a job and whatnot. Did you ever think of that? Vaughn, Jesus answered my prayers. A month before you left Kentucky, I prayed you'd be homeless. Well, then that's a pretty shitty God that would leave somebody homeless now, isn't it? Wow. Thanks for that admission, though. Holy shit. I appreciate that. I appreciate you admitting to that. I do. I do indeed, man. Of course, now you have to go to outer darkness, of course. That's the way it goes. The emerald tablets are not fake. Stop listening to these stupid ass trolls. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Made out of urine. Listen at them. Oh my God. Vaughn always wins. That's right.